ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at the Cottage Grove Speedway for night number 5 of the 2022 Western Sprint Tour Speed Week through the states of Washington and Oregon. Welcome back to today's video. Just checking out the racing surface for tonight to kind of see what it looks like and maybe what we will have thrown our way. Yesterday, the racetrack stayed fairly fast throughout the night and just widened out a little bit. You can see they kind of have it turned up right now and a little bit of water on the surface. My main goal rolling into night number 5 right now is just to be a little bit better than we were. Justin Sanders got it done and Kinzer Cox was second. I felt like we had a second place car. I don't think we would have been able to get the win yesterday just because we weren't able to carry enough speed around the high side and be consistent. But with the few minor changes, I think we're gonna head in the right direction. We did have speed at the beginning though. We were quick time, we got through our heat race, got into that redraw, which is gonna be very valuable again. And we're just kind of hoping to find a little bit maybe of what we had at Sunset Speedway Park when we dominated the 30 lap feature. We put ourselves in a good spot and we just checked out. So that is the goal going into tonight. Just want to keep up the consistency, running in the top 3, running in the top 5 to gain those valuable points for the speed week. Now, the format, once again, will be the same. We're going to have mud pack, hot laps, single car qualifying. Maybe the racetrack will slicken off a little bit faster with the heat that we have today and the solid car count we got in the pit area. Keep you guys updated throughout the night here on the vlog. Let's make it a good one. Where are we at?
First right now with 11.0. Last night we ran a 10.8. I think track's getting faster.
Yeah, we went out a little earlier tonight, so it's tough to say if it's going to get a little bit quicker or not, or it's on that direction to, 10-second laps. The only spot that was a little greasy was off of 4. It seems like you just get a little spike in wheel spin where it's just still running in. Overall though, car felt really, really good. I knew both laps were solid. I've talked about our package with this 360 and it just roars, man. That helps so much at a place like Cottage Grove when you are just matted and the track's grip got banking and you can, like I said, you can run it really, really hard. We will see though if we can hold the top spot. That would definitely help our night out. Race car feels good. We might tweak on it a little bit for the heat races, just depending on what the racing surface does and where we are gonna start. Well, back in the trailer, went up and watched the rest of 360 qualifying and we were able to hold on for quick time, which is the 3rd straight night with Western Sprint Tour. We were at the top of the charts after time trials, which feels good because at certain points in my career, I've struggled with going fast when I've needed to go fast, but as of lately, we have been right where we need to be. Now we're gonna be moving into a heat race. Last night, the heats were pretty fast. I think it's gonna slicken up and be a little bit slower, and they do a 6-car invert. So that means we're gonna be rolling off from 3rd row outside. We need to try to pass 2 or 3 cars to solidify us a spot in tonight's top 6 redraw to start in the first 3 rows of the A main event. It's a quick show, no support classes tonight. The sun's beating down and they are trying to save the racetrack as much as they can. So my crew's working hard. I'm gonna get back in and head out.
In Oregon, your front row in heat race number 1. Looking for the green.
Brian Boswell now going to battle with the 18T of Tanner Holmes as Holmes makes it side by side. They drag race down the back straightaway. Tyler Thompson off the top of corner number 2 is going to slip back to 6th. We keep this one under green though this time. 18T of Tanner Holmes has second secured. Now he's going to go from 6th, trying to go for the race lead as he currently has second place secured. It's going to come down to this final lap. 4 more turns left here in heat race number 1. Jarrett Soares on the bottom, Tanner Holmes on the high side. They're going to try and go level, pegging down the back straightaway. Soares a little bit of an advantage, but here comes Holmes looking to motor his way. It'll be Tanner Holmes at the wire to win heat race number 1 of 4.
Well, a really good heat race for us there. Started 6th, got into 4th, had a yellow, got to 3rd, and got to 2nd, and really didn't need to win the heat, but I saw an opportunity to, and I was like, hell with it. 6th to 1st sounds a lot better, and it gave me an opportunity to push my car and see what it had to try to get better. At some point you can cruise if you're good in points to make the redraw, but we gotta try to push to get everything out of this 18T to be as good as we can for tonight's main event. So really worked the high side. Really happy with how our car was. I could get in good, lift, still have great drive off. Felt like I had better throttle control than I did yesterday. 3 and 4, I kind of worked right through the middle. I got to be careful to not get too high. It flattens off so much that if you get too high, you just slide literally off the track, and there's really not a lot you can do about it. Kind of worked the high side all the way around. Wish I could have ran the bottom too to see how our car was. I only did it 1 corner, and it seemed like I was a little tight on entry, but I had good drive off. So just make a couple minor adjustments, but really happy with where our car is sitting, and we will definitely be the high point guy after qualifying in the heat races going into the redraw, which means we're going to start somewhere between 1st and 6th. Hopefully on the front row, that'd be a lot better. But watch the rest of these heat races, see how the track changes, and what spot we end up being in.
Keep it.
All right.
Okay, go ahead and open her up.
Tanner Holmes will start in tonight's trophy dash in position number 1.
Good job, Connor. Just got Tanner starting on the pole of the dash.
5. Kids, Tanner Holmes and Tyler Thompson getting ready for 5 laps in the trophy dash.
About to roll out on the racetrack for 30 laps around Cottage Grove. Got the 1 tonight in the dash and then led all 5 laps there. Racetrack is pretty good right now. I think they did a little work to the top side to kind of try to even it up. I ran the bottom in the dash and my car just felt really, really good. We're just on the verge of being a little tight, which means we have a lot of drive and I can really drive it in there hard and have some confidence. I think early on in this race, I'm not really 100% sure, but I think the bottom's gonna be good, and at some point as we get to lap traffic, we're gonna have to move around, and ultimately, just like at Sunset, I'm gonna have to race like they're always on me, drive it hard, be smart, be patient, and make it happen. Like I said, I know our race car is really good. We just made a couple fine adjustments for the fuel load and what's gonna be out there for us.
Take it easier on that course.
catching up with our second place finisher, Tanner Holmes. Man, you led it from the green. I think you got into the outside wall there just a little bit, and you lost that lead. What happened?
Yeah, I'd have to watch it back exactly. I think I just got in it too much. It's tough with the racetrack. It was a little bit more on the bottom, which we were really good at. I just got a little impatient there, just being I knew I was out front, and I just was worried not to maneuver around those guys too much, and I forgot the golden rule that sometimes it's best just to stay in the fast lane. So kind of handed that one over, but our car was still good. Probably make some adjustments for like laps 20 through 30. I think we were good off the start, but could really use some work at the end. But nothing to hang your head about on a second place finish, and the consistency that we've had, and the other guys up here racing good cars. But yeah, it sucks to be as fast as we were and not win.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw what happened between Justin and the lap car. If you did, what was going through your mind there?
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to get completely hooked up. It's so tough to maneuver lap traffic. A lot of those guys stick around the bottom, and they're racing their race, and we're running our race. So it only leaves so many options on how to get around them, and you kind of just hope that they're courteous to us as we're all trying to race for a win. But that's just the name of the game. That's part of sprint car racing. So just hats off to my crew and Brian and my dad and family in Next Gen Def, Carson Oil, Fast 4, Pit Stop USA, Earth Environmental, and the rest of them for helping us out. We got tomorrow off, and we got some good finishes to carry into the Marvin Smith.
Tanner Holmes, second place here tonight in round number 5.
Well, we got the 18T in the back of the trailer ready to head to the car wash. Got our second place trophy sitting in front of us as well. Not the hardware I wanted in the trailer at the end of the night. Just frustrated with tonight's main event, mainly at myself. I pulled in, I told my guys, I said, that one's on me. I threw away an opportunity at a win, and I put it in Justin Sanders' lap. Just made a mistake in lap traffic. The racetrack was really good down low, and I think it caught me by surprise how good it stayed. Mind you, they tried to work the top, so I'm like, man, maybe the bottom's going to be good for a couple laps, but once it burns off, there's got to be something better. So I kind of went into the main event trying to be a little open-minded, because sometimes if you get too stuck to something, you get past, and I just kind of jumped ahead of myself. Being the leader out front, I was a sitting duck, and I think part of the problem was I was actually really quick, but I didn't necessarily feel that in the car. I mean, I knew I wasn't bad. I wasn't getting drove around and just falling back or battling anybody, but I felt like I was at the speed where there was something else that was faster that I was missing. So I kind of started to search, got to lap traffic, passed 1 or 2 cars maybe, but quickly the lap cars were showing that the bottom was good, and I was just about to give up on the top side of 1 and 2, but I went to rip it really hard just to try to get that one lap car I was battling. I don't even remember who it was, and I just sent it in way too hard, slid off the edge, and came back on the track still in 3rd, so that goes to show how I had a decent lead on the rest of the guys, or at least a little bit on 2nd and a good amount on 3rd. Came back on track, got back into 2nd, but Sanders was so far ahead by that point and got through so many lap cars that there was just way too many in between us for me to do anything to try to get the win back. And if you've been watching my channel long enough, I absolutely get the most frustrated about simple mistakes. I just feel like I got a little antsy, got a little impatient, and instead of just thinking, all right, let me just do what I know is working, at least at the moment, and maybe waiting for someone else to show me, I tried to kind of find it, which there's pros and cons to both. It's very easy for this to be roles reversed. I could have ran the bottom and the top was fast, and then I could have got past and not won either. But yeah, so hindsight 2020, it's easy to look back and say what I could have done, but in the moment, I just played my cards a little bit wrong. Flew off the racetrack, still had a good car, still ran 2nd. Nothing to hang our head about. I mean, we're that close and we're that fast, so I guess when you're really, really pissed off about a 2nd place finish and knowing how good we are, we're on the right track and we're doing really well as a team right now. But yeah, that's just really how I feel, just kicking myself, because I think if I don't make that one mistake, I don't want to ever say there's an easy win, but I think with how we were, if we could have put some lap cars in between us and the rest of the field with how the yellows maybe fell, we might have been able just to kind of get on cruise control, and that's not always the case in these races with the competition we're up against, but it's part of racing. So final thoughts though, at the beginning of the video, I said the goal was to be better than we were last night, which we were. We had a shot at winning. I didn't get the job done, but I always say it, that is what keeps you coming back for more. Striving to be the best and being dumb enough to keep putting the helmet back on and trying again. So 2nd tonight, 2nd place trophy. right here. We have tomorrow off, and then we are back for one of Oregon's crown jewel sprint car races, the Marvin Smith Memorial. And with the speed and momentum we got, it couldn't have came around at a better time. So we'll finish off Speed Week on Friday and Saturday and see what we got. See you guys all there. Deuces.